This is a very short video just to help you with long-term memory chunk 0C. So this is the very, very back of your long-term memory chunk packet. This thing called the distributive property. We can view it in two ways. We can view it using division and we can view it using multiplication. Basically what it says is with division, we're asking ourselves what number can be factored, which you should think division. What number can be factored from all numbers? So in this case, I'm talking about 36 and 8. So what can I factor out of both 36 and 8? Well, that means, like, what can I divide both of these by? So they're both even, so 2 is an option. But guess what? So is 4. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 8 divided by 4 is 9. 6 doesn't work. And 8 doesn't work. So I'm going to go with 4. I'm going to factor out the biggest possible number. So I'm going to think, well, what's 36 divided by 4? 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I think of it as 9 times 4 plus what's 8 divided by 4? 4 times 2. So now the way I use the distributive property is I take this number that I've factored out, this 4, and I say, well, I can just multiply it by 9 and 2. So this is what it looks like to factor something out using division, using the distributive property. So I've shown 2 down here for you. I've got number 1 right here, 25 and 30, and number 2 right here, 28 and 14. See if you can use this example right here to help you pause and go through these 2 examples on your own. All right, if you're back from pausing, I'm going to try this one out. And when I'm done with it, if you're like, oh, I think I have a better idea, then go try this one on your own. So let's see if we can try this. So what can I divide both 25 and 30 by? Well, I can divide them both by 5, I think. 5 times 5 and 6 times 5. So I can factor out of both of these. They both have a 5 in common. Just like this one, they had the 4s in common. So I factored that out. So that means in terms of what's here, I can say 5. And then on the inside, it would be 5 5s plus 6 5s. So there would be my factored expression. So like I said, if you were stuck on that one, now you've seen another example, you've tried another example, try number 2. Otherwise, if you haven't paused it, I'm going to go ahead and keep on going. So here I'm going to think, well, what can factor, what am I thinking of these 2? Biggest number possible. I can divide both by 2, sure, but I want to go bigger. These both have 7 in common. 7 times 4 and 7 times 2. So what do they have in common that I can factor out using my distributive property? They've got those 7s in common. So I can think of it as 4 take away 2. So the division stuff was kind of weird. Go back, rewatch, retry, maybe make up your own example, see what you come up with, try it out. All right, let's go the other way. So we can also use this same property going forwards. So here, I can think of this as 2 times 5 plus 3. We don't even have to have that x. This right here means the same thing. It means 2 times the sum of 5 and 3. Now, we learned in our order of operations, oh, you always do parentheses first. The distributive property is like an exception to that. It means, yes, always do parentheses, but you can also do this. Watch what happens. I can take 2 times 5, so 2 times 5 plus 2 times 3. And I would still get the same thing as if I were to add these together and multiply. I still get 16. Watch. Here I would get 10 plus 6. It's still 16. All right? So this is all the further I'm interested in you going today. So I want you to show me these two steps for example 3 and for example 4. Try those out on your own. Again, use the distributive property, not the order of operations. Okay, so I'm going to move on here. Hopefully you've paused and tried it. So here, this means the same thing as 12 times 2 plus 12 times 3. So that would give me 24 and 36. For now, I'm not interested in evaluating. So if you were stuck, pause now, move on to 4 if you didn't do it. Or if you see how you can make a correction for 4, pause it, go make that correction, and come back. All right, hopefully you've got your answer refined for number 4. Now I'm going to move on. So I'm taking 6 times 3 minus 6 times 2. So this means 6 times 3, take away 6 times 2, or I can think of it as 18, take away 12. Not equals, take away. So there are our expressions we can say are equivalent using the distributive property. Remember, it goes forwards and it goes backwards.